What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. It is the 24th of October. We are about 4 hours and 11 minutes into the new day, sitting at prices of $67,267 and climbing. We're on a weekly time frame here. Each of these candles is 1 week. Okay, and I do believe we are in the middle of a breakout move right now. I really do. I think the move that we're in, right? Like if we're talking about a move, we're at $67,200 right now. We're talking about a move up to 100,000, 140,000, 120,000, any of those numbers, whatever, above 100K. I think we're in that move right now. I think we are. It might not feel like it. It might not seem like it, but there are hints, there are suggestions that lead me to believe we're in that move right now, okay? From a high here, you're kind of connecting all these highs here. We have broken out. We have broken out. We had a little prod above it. We're back in it now from this perspective alone, but maybe if you tighten this up a little bit, you kind of bring it down to match with these like closing highs. It's like the line of best fit. It seems a little bit more appropriate with that we've broken out, and we even back tested this line for support. So, you know, maybe that's nitpicking, maybe it's not. One way or another, though, I think it's safe to say that we are looking to break out. It does seem to me like this move up. Why is it doing that? I want to let me draw. There we go. This move up is different than this move, right? It's different than those. And the reason why I say that too is that, you know, each of these highs, it seems like they're stair-stepping down kind of significantly, right? Whereas this high, yes, it is a lower high still, but it's really, really close to this one. Different behavior might beget different results. That's all I'm trying to say. We've been consolidating for a long time. It's about that time in the cycle where we do break out anyways, right? And I'll just go through that real quick, really, really quick, okay? And I'll come back to this in a second. Hopefully I'll remember where I was. I think I will, but time will tell, okay? Let's just go back. What I mean by saying we're in that phase of the bull market where we're about to break out of our consolidation. Let me show you what I mean, okay? Here we go. We're going to go all the way back to 2012, the era of the first halving. Here's our high prior to the halving, okay? Our halving happened in November 28th, 2012. High before the halving, we didn't break out until 5 months later. 5 months, okay? Next halving was in 2016. It was July 9th, I believe, 2016. The high before the halving was June in 2016. We did not break out above that high until 6 months later. 5 months, 6 months, okay? Next halving was in 2020, May. I think it was May 10th or May 11th. I gotta get that down, man. Because if I keep saying May 10th or May 11th, that's gonna be stuck with me my whole life. I need to just get the real one down and remember it. But here was our halving here. Or actually the high, technically the high before the halving was here. We consolidated for a very long time, right? But if you want to be more, I guess, appropriate, maybe this was our high before the halving. And then we consolidated. We didn't break above that high for 5 months as well. And really, we didn't really break out of this overall zone to like 8 months, right, afterwards, right? And technically from the halving itself, that took 5 months, okay, from the halving itself. We go now to our month or our high before the halving, right here. We measured out to this. We're at 7 months right now. Okay, 7 months. 7 days, 20 hours left in this month. I've said it throughout this whole month that I do believe we will be at new all-time highs by the end of this month. I said it in the very beginning of this month, right? If we don't see it by the end of this month, it would be very early, before the halfway point of November, that we'd be above it. But this is a long phase of consolidation for what we've seen historically in Bitcoin's bull cycles. So I very much do believe that we're at that point in time where it would make sense to start moving up. Okay, I feel like that now that I've gone over that makes sense. We can carry on. Okay, I hope that makes sense at least. Maybe on a weekly time frame here. Yeah. So if we are breaking out of this consolidation, if this is a consolidation phase that we're breaking out of right now, and I really do mean it, I think we are in the middle of this breakout move right now. It just doesn't seem like it. But if we were to move all the way up to here, right, in like December, we're at $100,000 or higher, okay, we would say that this move started like back here, right? So I think we're in the middle of this move right now. It just doesn't seem like it. It's hard to feel that. I think that, but it's hard to feel that whenever you're still below all-time highs. You're still getting lower highs technically, right? It's hard. I get it, but I genuinely do believe we're in that move right now. If we take a high to a low of this range, we've broken above our 618, our golden ratio, found support at it, moved higher. We're at the 786, 886 zone now. When we break above 70K, $70,433 specifically. When we break it, not when we prod above it, but when we break above it. Close a week, we close 2 days above it, whatever it takes. But multiple days or at least 1 week above it would be nice. The minimum expected target would be 82K to 94, let's say 95K, 82 to 95K. That's our primary zone, okay, where we would go to. That's the primary expectations. I believe we're going to go higher, okay? And let's see if we can make some sense out of that. Okay, well, let's look at how Bitcoin's performed this cycle so far, okay? We can take our relative high here to this relative low, and you can see that you moved up well past your 1618, went up to your 200 level, reaching for the 2272 here, finding support on your 1414, okay? Deep extensions being achieved, okay? If we look at this high here, maybe I should take this high actually to this low. Our next high came in at the 2272, even breaking above the 2618, finding support at the 1886, and you continue to move higher, right? But deep extensions nonetheless. You take that high there of this consolidation phase, very small consolidation phase, but nonetheless, high to low. You moved up again, 2272, 2618 area, deep extended areas. Okay, cool. We take the high, we take the low. I think it's very safe to assume that not only would we see this zone by the end of this move, but we would likely pursue higher prices, something to the tune of 124 to 142, something like that, just based off of what we've seen so far throughout the cycle on our fib extensions, maybe. Time will tell. But again, you know, even more to that, even more fuel to the fire to the idea that we wouldn't stop at these sub 100K levels. If we look at Bitcoin overall, okay, we take the previous cycle's high to the bear cycle low that we just had. You've been consolidating right above the 886, right on the 886, and this is a very bullish posturing that you have, very tight, very bullish posturing. When I see this, I normally almost always expect like deeper extensions, right? Not the 1272, but the 1414 to the 1618. The 1272 is the minimum expected target always, but in moments like this, I'm not even looking at this, man. That's at 103,000. I'm not even looking at it. 128, 174,000, right? Based off of this fib itself, right? I was saying 124, I forget, it was like 124 to 140 something, right? That's what I was saying a second ago. This much more significant fib, I think, from a cycle high to a cycle low, that's a lot more significant, has dramatically higher targets, okay? The minimum target, again, I think I've explained why I'm not considering this as the minimum target, but I'm considering this as the minimum target. This minimum target is above, this one here is above the 2272, right? The 123,000, and then 2618 right here, 141, that's below 173. Your minimum target is higher than this minimum target. Your maximum target is much higher than this maximum target, and it lines up with the 3113 very well. Why am I comparing this fib here to the 2272 and the 2618? We already did that. That's why, right? We already did that. We went through and measured the highs to the lows, and each time we did see those deeper extended levels. So I very much, all that to say, if it hasn't made sense by now, all that to say, I'm just trying to say that I think that Bitcoin itself is in a breakout move that's going to take it. It's in it right now. It doesn't seem like it, but I think it's in it right now. That's going to take us up above $100,000 by the end of the year. I'm looking for prices closer to 120 by the end of the year, but if we don't achieve those in December, I would think sometime in January going into Q1, maybe even February, we see this next high, this next resistance area come into play. I wonder, I'm actually kind of curious. Let's look at this real quick. Hold on. I haven't done this in a long time. Wow. I use CoinGecko all the time. I look at this all the time for reference, but I haven't clicked on Bitcoin in a while. I'm normally analyzing other things because I don't need to analyze tokenomics or anything for Bitcoin. I don't do the math on Bitcoin's market cap, but I am curious. You're at 1.3. We're gonna do some math here together real quick, okay? Google.com. It might not come up as anything significant. Maybe it does. I love seeing symmetry in things. Let's see if we can find some symmetry. Okay, so we got 1.328. Is that what it was? $1.328 trillion. Let's round up and say 329. Okay, 1.329 trillion. Crazy, crazy, crazy. as we get older, as time goes on, trillion is just going to become a more, it's like how billion is now. It's going to become a more common phrase. But it feels crazy right now to just say 1.329 trillion. If Bitcoin were to move up to these levels, where again I'm expecting you find resistance, I don't think this is going to be the cycle high. I just think this is going to be your next stopping point on your road to new all-time highs. I think that our cycle high is going to be well above $400,000. That's where I think it's going to be. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, who knows, but nonetheless, I think that it is very apparent, very obvious that we probably do find significance at this 2272 to 2618 area, whether it's in the time that I'm saying, whether it's the cycle high, whatever. I think it's very apparent that we would find significance here, okay? Bitcoin does love its 2272, and this cycle it's shown respect both on the 2272 and the 2618. From the current price, from the current market cap that we're at right now, the minimum expected price of the 2272 would mean about an 83, let's just say 83 and a half. Come on. I want to be pretty precise here, okay? Come on, just highlight it. There we go. 83 and a half. 83.5%. Okay, so times 0.835. We'll get this number. Okay, so that plus 1.329. 1.329. Equals about, that's about 2.5 billion, or 2.5 trillion, I'm sorry. So 2.5 trillion, not really a psychological level. I was looking for like a more rounded, I don't know, 2.5 trillion, that's kind of psychological when we're dealing with big numbers, but I was looking for more of a round number. What about the 1 or the 2618 here? Let's see. 111%. Okay, so let's go back. Let's get you, where? I don't know why. Why can't I get the original one? Let's do 1.329. 329 plus, or no, that's what I have to do. Hold on. 111% times 1.11333 equals that, and we add that to 1329 plus 1329 equals closer to 3 trillion, but nothing like too rounded. I mean, I guess 2.8, that's a rounded $1 billion number. 2.5, that's around $1 billion number. But I was hoping we'd see something like 3 trillion or something around these numbers. But maybe if we do see 3 trillion as like a psychological area of resistance, just that nice round number of $3 trillion to find resistance on as far as market cap goes, maybe that's indicative that we don't stop here. Maybe we do go higher and find resistance a little bit above 142. I don't know. Maybe I'm just painting a picture the way I want to see it, and we don't see prices that high, and we do just achieve 123 or even lower prices by the end of the year. But I don't know. Food for thought, stuff to think about. It didn't come up the way that I was thinking it would, but it's not like it disproves anything. Or I was looking for things to kind of help validate what I'm saying, but I feel like I've got enough things to kind of help validate what I'm saying even without that. So all in all, we're at 67.2K right now. The next target area at a minimum is 82K. I really do expect by the end of this month, and we only have like 8 days left in this month, right? It's the 23rd for me now, but it's the 24th on the charts, okay? 24 plus 7, that's 31. We only have 31 days in this month, including today. That would make 8 days left about, right? 3 days or 7 days and 20 hours. I would expect that we're at new all-time highs. Maybe not up this high. Maybe we are, but at new all-time highs by the end of this month. I think it's going to happen that fast. And I think a lot of people are assuming that we're going to move up slower than we are, and they're going to be caught off guard by how quickly we do not only achieve new all-time highs, but we achieve prices in the six-figure range. And I think we're moving up there now. I got nothing else to say. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. So with that, I leave you. Weekly RSI looks good. Daily RSI looks good. 4-hour RSI, not looking the best, but it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. Let's see. Relatively speaking, it's not the best, but I mean, I'll show you what I mean real quick. Look at that. Low to high tipped the 382, bro. That is so bullish. That is so very bullish. From a fib perspective, I'm so, that 65.2K number right there, that was the low, you guys. That was it. No doubt about it. Absolutely it was. we're moving up. Dude, this is going to happen. This video is going to age really well, especially in the immediate terms. It's going to age very well. But the last time we were oversold right here, right? Low, moved up. We were oversold here, low, moved up. We moved lower here. It wasn't quite the same, but I don't know, bullish either way. And I would just think that if we were to move up like this, based off of that 4-hour low in the RSI, if we were to move up like that, that already puts us above 70K. If we're getting above 70K, dude, that's the area that we're looking to break in order to get to new all-time highs. Why is 70K the area to break? 70.4K actually from a high to a low here. The 886, the last barrier to entry to see these new extended, these new all-time highs, is at 70.4K at the 886 there. Very significant level. So all that, again, I'm just going over that last part because on the 4-hour basis, this kind of a dud of a move based off of getting oversold and then getting overbought, even if we saw that exact same dud of a move here, it would take us above or at least to 70K, and I don't think that we would stop there. I don't think with what we're doing now that we'd get a slightly higher high and then go down. That doesn't make sense to me. And then go lower like we did last time. No, different, totally different, right? Because this move was a dramatically lower high, then we got a lower low, and then we moved up. Different kind of situation here, right? If we saw the same move as this week move here based on our RSI, what we're seeing here, if we saw the same move, it would give us a higher high. I don't think we get the same results, but again, I wouldn't compare what we're seeing here in the RSI to this. I would more compare it to this. I really do believe we're on our next leg up. We're about to break out to new all-time highs. That's all I got to say. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.